Hello students, in today's class we are going to learn three important concepts: subset, universal set, complement of a set, and then of course we are going to solve the problems related to these concepts in practice set 1.3. So let us first understand what is meant by a subset. Okay, what is meant by a subset? In the previous two exercises or practice sets, we have learned what is meant by a set. Now, a sub means there is a bigger set, and this subset means it is a part, it is a smaller part of that set. Okay, so whenever we have a subset, means we have some bigger set there. Okay, and it is a part of that bigger set, then that smaller set is called as a subset. So let's just see the definition of it. If A and B are two sets given in such a way that every element of set A is in set B, then we say that set A is a subset of set B, and we write it as A is subset of B. So this sign like this is a sign of a subset. A is subset of B. Okay, so let's just see one example, then it gets clear to you. A, you can see it's a bigger set, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8, and B is a smaller set, 2, 4, 6, 8. And you will see that all the elements of B, okay, are there in A. That's why we call it as. Now in this case, actually if we see here in the example I have given, A is subset of B, but this is an example where we get B is subset of A, where we get B is subset of A. Now in this case, suppose I give you one more example wherein we have like this 1, 2 and 9. Now let's say I give it a name, let's say P, and this set has elements 1, 2 and 9. Now will P be a subset of A? Of course not, it will not be, because although this P looks to be a smaller set, but every element of P is not there in A. So P has something extra apart from A which is not there in A. So see the definition, important points of definition. Every element of set A has to be there in set B. Okay, then we say that A is subset of B. Okay, every element of A. So A is a smaller set here, and every element of A is there in B. So B is a bigger set. Then we say A is subset of B. But in this case, see what has happened? The element 9. Although here there are 3 elements only and here there are 8 elements, but this element 9 is not found in A. Okay, so P will not be a subset of A. And how do we write that? P will not be a. This is a sign of not subset. P is not a subset of A. Okay, I hope it's clear to you, and I think when we will solve more problems on it, we will understand it even better. So here every element of set B is there in A. That's why we say that B is subset of A. Now we'll see universal set. Now universal set means you must understand that it is the biggest set, okay, in the corresponding area. Okay, now for example we are talking about a school. Okay, school is a universal set and its subsets will be then all the classes. Let's say class of standard 9, class of standard 8, class of standard 3rd, 4th, 5th. So all the standards that belong to that school would be the subset of it. Okay, so school is a universal set in that particular this. Okay, So a set which contains all the sets under consideration as subsets is called universal set. So it is the biggest set, we can say. It is denoted by the letter U. In Venn diagram, universal set is generally represented by a rectangle. Now we'll see one example. If A is a set 1, 2, B 2, 3 and C 1, 2, 1, 3, 4, then universal set 1, 2, 3, 4 can be taken as the universal set of A, B and C, because see, this set U will have all these three sets contained inside it. Universal set is the set which has to have all its subset into it. Okay, so it's the basically biggest set. It contains all the sets under considerations, okay, as a subset. Then we will see what is meant by complement of a set. Now generally subset and universal set is very easy to understand, but to understand complement of a set, students sometimes find it a little complicated, and if you understand a definition carefully, you will not make a mistake. Okay, so let's just understand the definition of it. Now this is related to universal set. Now if there is a set A, I'll tell you how it is. 1 minute. We will, before going to the definition, I'll just try to make you understand what is meant by a complement of a set. Let's say there is a set A, okay, and there is a universal set. Okay, I'll just represent this universal set by a rectangle. Okay, and this set A is a subset of universal set, means it has to be there inside the universal set. So this is my set A and this is a universal set. So all the elements that are not inside A, all the elements, understand the word not is very important. All the elements that are not inside this set A, but they are found in the corresponding universal set. So whatever part that is outside of this A, whatever part that is outside this boundary of A, we call it A complement. We call it A complement. This is my set A, and whatever is not in A but it is there in the universal set, it is called as, so this shaded part which is outside, that is basically A complement. So let us just try to understand the definition of it and see if you can follow. Let A be the subset and U be the universal set, then set of all elements in U which are not in A, okay, they are called as the complement of set A. So it is denoted by A complement. This is how the sign is made, or A complement. A small C on top of A is made. So one example is given there. So you will see these elements which are shown in the red, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. They are there in set A. Okay. So remaining what are not in A will be in the A complement. So now what will be the elements of A complement? Elements of A complement will be 1, 3, 5, 7 and 9. So A complement will be all the remaining elements, right? 1, 3, 5, 7 and 9. Now with Venn diagram, if we have to show, how will we show that? This is your set A. All the elements of A we can write in that 2, 4, 6, 8 and 10, and then universal set. So A complement. All the remaining element will go outside of A, that is they are in the A complement. So you can basically understand that A plus A complement will become your universal set. Now Venn diagram is what? There may be a question in your mind. So Venn diagram is the pictorial representation of a set. Now here we have represented sets in the curly braces, right? In the curly brackets. So same thing when you represent it in the form of a picture, okay, inside a circle or a rectangle, then it is called as a Venn diagram, and generally universal set is shown by a rectangle. Now instead of circle you want to use a triangle, you can use so, but generally rectangle and circle is what is used. Okay, now we'll just proceed further. I hope I have made the three definitions clear so far. We have learned so far about the subset, we have learned about the universal set, we have learned about the complement of a set. So let's see, we will start with practice set 1.3, and the first example, we are given 4 sets A, B, C and D, and which of the following statements are true and which are false? This is what is asked to us. Now the first statement, we are asked whether it is true. Set C is subset of B. So just check now. This is your set C. Okay, it has element B and D. Look at B. It has element C, D, E, F. So is B there? Now we have to check whether C is subset. C. So what is the definition? Every element of set A, is it in, if it is in B, then we say that set A is subset of B, right? So I've just put this here so that every time you understand and there is no doubt in your mind of how we are finding it. That's why I've just put it here, so that for every question, you know, it is just fixed in your mind. That's why. Now you just have to concentrate on B. Look at what are the elements that we want, B and D. Just check B is there. Okay, so first letter B itself is not there, so it cannot be a subset. So we will say it is false. C is not a subset of B, so it's going to be false, right? Next, A is subset of D. A is subset, so A has to be a smaller set. This is A. Subset of D. D is this last set. Obviously not. Here there are a lot of, here there are 5 elements, here there are just 2. Obviously not. It is going to be false. Let me just erase this off. Next, D is subset of B. So you have to look at D first. D, it has got elements A and E, and B, of course not. B has got 4 elements here, A and E. Now D is subset of B. D is subset of B or no, we have to check. So D has got A. Now this A is not found here. A is not found here. So one element also is not found. You don't go further to see whether other element E is there, but of no use because A is not there. Every element of D has to be there in B. Then only we can say that D is subset of B, but A is not there. So this also is false. Next, D is subset of A. Look at set D. D. This D is subset of A, whether it is A. Element A is here, element A is here. Then E. Element E is here, element E is here too. So A and E, all the elements of D, all the elements of D are found in A. All the elements of D are found in set A. Therefore, we will say definitely D is subset of A and therefore it is true statement. Then the fifth one, B is subset of A. Whether B is subset of A. B is this set, whether this is subset of A, that we have to find. Okay. Now here there is C, here there is C. Here there is D, here there is D. Here there is E, E is also there. Then F, F is not there. F is not there, therefore it cannot be a subset, so that has to be false. Then the next one, C is subset of A. We have to check whether C is subset of A. Now look at C. This is set C, B. B is there, D is also there. Okay, so therefore C is subset of A. That's true. So I think this subset definition must be very clear to you by now. If every element of set A is in set B, then we can say that set A is subset of set B. Now the next, take the set of natural numbers from 1 to 20 as a universal set and show set X and Y using Venn diagram. Okay, so set of natural numbers from 1 to 20 as a universal set we have to take. So universal set would be 1 to 20. Now we have to show set X and Y using a Venn diagram. Now this is my universal set from 1 to 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 up to 20 I have to go. Now I have to show set X. Now first sum is of set X and second part would be of Y. Now how would I find the elements of X first? Now X is a natural number. Okay, and that natural number lies between 7 and 15. So I should be taking the values. It is greater than 7. So I have to start from 8. 8 to 14 I will go. Okay, so elements of X would be from 8 to 14. So elements of X will be from 8 to 14. Now just show this with the help of Venn diagram. That's it. That means draw a rectangle. Okay, inside we will have all the elements of X, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay, this is X, and all the remaining which are not in X but they are in the universal set, so they will be outside of X. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 and 20. Okay, similarly now second sum we will see. How are we going to do it? Y is equal to set of all the y's such that y belongs to the natural number and y is a prime number between 1 to 20. Okay, so previous video we have seen what are prime numbers. Prime numbers are those numbers which are divisible by 1 and that number itself. Okay, so out of this 1 to 20 which are prime, let us see. 1 is neither prime nor composite, right? 2 is prime, 3 is prime, 5 is prime, then this 7 is prime, then 11, 13 is prime, then 17 is prime and 19 is prime. So all these which are marked with red are all prime numbers. So we will write the set Y 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, 17 and 19. Now we just have to show that with the help of a Venn diagram. First we will write the elements of set Y inside the bracket, inside the circle. Okay, and then outside all the remaining like this 1, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10, 12, 14, 15, 16, 18 and 20. All these remaining which are not in Y but they are all in the universal set, we have to draw those or we have to write those outside. Okay, (12, 14, 15, 16, 18 and 20). So all the remaining we will write them outside. This is how we do it. I think that's clear to you, students. So we'll proceed further. Now in the third sum they have given you the universal set 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 and the set P 1, 3, 7, 10. You are asked to draw Venn diagram for universal set U, P and P complement. So P complement is not given. We have to first find out what is going to be a P complement and draw the Venn diagram for it, and also we have to verify if P complement is equal to P. We have to verify that. Okay, so let's check. Universal set U is 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 and P is 1, 3, 7, 10. P complement is going to be P complement. Now how do we find the P complement? We have just now seen the definition of P complement. All the elements that are not in P, not, the word not is important, that are not in P but they are in the universal. So just mark which are here in P. 1, 3, 7 and 10. 1, 3, 7 and 10. These are the elements which are in set P. So all the remaining are going to be in P complement. 2, 8, 9, 11 and 12. So all those which are remaining, which are not in P, okay, will be in the P complement. So that is how we find universal set U is given, P is given, P complement we have found. Remaining elements which are not in P but are in the universal set. Now just draw the Venn diagram. We will draw P inside. The remaining elements of P complement will be outside. So P and P complement both together will make universal set. Same like how we have done in the previous sum, like that only it will be. So 1, 3, 7 and 10 and remaining elements outside 2, 8, 9, 11, 12. That's going to be your universal set. Second one, universal set is given 2, 3, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. P, set P is given 1, 3, 7, 10 and P complement is, we have found it, we can find it obviously if, okay, we can find it this way. This is 1, 3, 7 and 10. 1, 3, 7 and 10. So these are the elements which are marked with red here. They are the elements of set P. The ones which are marked with red ink, they are the elements of set P. So all the remaining here 2, 8, 9, 11 and 12, they are going to be the elements of P complement. So I hope by now students you understand how to find P complement. So the remaining elements of P complements are these. Now we have to show whether P complement is equal to P. Now if you have to find out the complement of that, now erase this thing off. Okay. Now I have got P complement. This is my P complement. Okay. This set is my P complement. Now I have to find complement of this. Complement of this set I have to find. Means what? All the elements that are not in this set but are in the universal set. So just mark here 2, 8, 9, 11, 12. These are the elements in the set P complement. Now you have to find P complement ka complement. Okay. So remaining elements 1, 3, 7, 10. 1, 3, 7, 10 is P. So hence we have proved P complement is equal to P. Okay. So hence we have proved P complement is equal to P. So that's P complement is equal to P. You can see here 1, 3, 7, 10, 1, 3, 7, 10. So elements of both P and P complement are same. So we can say P complement is equal to P. Now the fourth sum, A is equal to 1, 3, 2, 7. Write any three subsets of A. Any three they have said subsets. Okay, subset. Subset means it should have all its elements contained inside A. Okay, so you can have so many subsets here. You can have 1, you can have set containing 3, 2, 7, you can have 1, 3, 3, 2, 3, 7, like this you can have many. I have shown many sets here, but you are asked to write only 3. Okay, the following sets are subsets of A. So out of these, any 3 you can write. Now the last one is an empty set. It is a sign called as phi. In the earlier videos I have explained to you, it is a sign for an empty set. We show empty curly braces or sign called as phi. Okay, it means empty set. An empty set is subset of every set. Okay, empty set is a subset of every set. Write the subset relation between the sets. P is the set of all residents in Pune. M is the set of all residents in Madhya Pradesh. I is the set of all residents in Indore. B is the set of all residents in India. H is the set of all residents in Maharashtra. Okay, now you are asked to write down the subset relation. Subset relation means which set is going to be subset of which one. Okay, if you go to see India, India is the biggest set here because all the rest, Pune, Madhya Pradesh, Indore and Maharashtra, all of them are found inside India. So India is, we can say, universal set in this case. Also we will say Pune will belong to Maharashtra and Indore will belong to Madhya Pradesh. So Pune is going to be subset of Maharashtra and Indore is going to be subset of Madhya Pradesh. So that's how we are going to write it. P is subset of H. P is subset of H. That is, Pune is subset of Maharashtra. Next, P is subset of B. Pune is going to be subset of India too. Okay. Then I is subset of M because Indore is contained inside Madhya Pradesh, so that is going to be subset of Madhya Pradesh. And then Indore is subset of India too. Okay. Then H means Maharashtra. Maharashtra is going to be subset of India, and Madhya Pradesh also is going to be subset of India. Okay, so I think that was quite easy. Now which set can be universal set for the above sets? Obviously India is going to be, that is set B. Set B is going to be universal set for all the above sets. Which set of numbers could be universal set for the sets given below? Okay, set of multiples of 5, set of multiples of 7 and set of multiples of 12. Multiples means you should understand you are going to write the tables, right? Table of 5, table of 7. Okay. So set A contains, and these are all infinite set. It goes infinitely, right? 5, 10, 15, 20. It goes on. Then the next is going to be 7 and that of 12. Okay, these are all the multiples. So what universal sets we can give? These are all infinite sets. So we can give set of natural number, whole number or integers. Okay, or even real numbers as the universal set for the given sets. Okay. Next sum. P is set of integers which are multiples of 4 and T is set of all even square numbers. Okay. So first one, set of integers which are multiples of 4 is understood. So table of 4 is going to be there. Set of even square numbers. Even square numbers means what? Now if we write squares, 1 square is 1, 2 square is 4, 3 square is 9, 4 square is 16, 5 square is 25, 6 square is 36. Now it will also go on because square numbers means you are squaring the numbers and it will go on. But you want all the even square numbers. Even means those divisible by 2. Okay. Now divisible by 2 will have 4, 16, 36, like that. Okay, so this set will be 4, 16, 36, 64 and go on. Okay, now for this also similarly we can have natural numbers, whole numbers, integers or real numbers as the universal set. So for the two sets P and T, we can take natural numbers or whole numbers or integers or even real numbers as the universal set, because that is even bigger set. Let all the students of class is a universal set. Let set A be the students who secure 50% or more marks in maths. Then write the complement of set A. Okay, now this is quite easy. Okay, class is a universal set. Okay, and let set A be the students who secure 50% or more. So complement will be those students who secure less than 50% marks. Okay, all the students 50% and more is A. Okay, all the students of the class who secure 50% or more, they will go in set A. So remaining is what? Remaining is those who secure less than 50% marks. So they will be the complement. U is the set of all students in a class. A is the set of students scoring 50% and above in maths from the given class. So A complement will be the set of students scoring less than 50% in maths from that given class. Okay. So thank you students. I think you have understood the three concepts of subset, universal set and complement of a set.